So today we're going to be doing something I've been thinking about doing for a little bit, because a lot of you people have been asking, a lot of you people have been asking about coaches, or how do coaches work? Do coaches even work? And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to see if coaches matter in MLB The Show franchise. And we're going to do a couple different experiments. We're going to do some with really good pitching coaches, really good hitting coaches, not good coaches at all, just a full staff of good coaches. We're going to have a bunch of different ones. We're going to see if they actually do anything. So we're going to have to use the same team. I'm going to do a couple, we're going to make sure it's a controlled experiment. Yeah, that's right. We're going back to science class in 8th grade, but we'll see how it goes. I hope you enjoy it. Of course, if you do, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy the content. And of course, get in the comment section. Let me know any other experiments or challenges that you guys have. I'd love to see them. All right, I'm gonna use the Reds. I don't know why. I just feel like the Reds is a team that, you know what, kind of in a weird spot that maybe if some good coaches work could put them in the playoffs. So we're gonna hop into it. We're gonna go GM contracts off. I'm gonna put CPU trading off because I want it to be the same rosters without any changes with the team through trades. Obviously, players are gonna get sent up and down. I can't really control that unless I control every single team. But we're going to leave it like this. Everything else is going to be the same. Extra inning rule off. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, we'll leave it as is, except for CPU trading is off. And then here we go. So manual, we'll hop into spring training. And then what we'll do is I'll get the roster down to 26 men. I'll show you the roster that we're going to use for this season. And then we'll look at the coaches too. Okay, so roster's down to 26 men. We're in the regular season. This is what we're gonna rock with. So you guys can see the lineup here. You guys can see the bench as well. I'm gonna leave it here. I've saved it at this point on day one, opening day, so that it stays the same. The coaches are the same, and then that way, if I make any changes, we don't have to worry about anything being incorrect or having a different player called up or sent down or anything like that. So this is what we currently have. And yeah, we're gonna rock with this. So currently looking at the coaches, right? We have David Bell, Alexander Klaus, Derek Johnson, David Ibarra, Adam Anthony, and Noah Hurt. So we're gonna leave it like this for this is our first test, our base layer. We're gonna see where we end up, and then we'll go from there. All right, so our first season, 79 and 83. Okay, fair. Not terrible. Right, not terrible. Obviously, no playoffs, nothing to be excited about. 3 games out in the division though, it's pretty good. That's not too bad. You know, the division clearly wasn't that good, and I'm pretty happy about that. So we do have an award. I'm not really worried about that. I'm more worried about the fact that let's see how our record was, right? I want to see if it improves us. Does it make it better? Do they really help you out, or is it just kind of like a placebo effect where, yeah, you have better coaches, but it doesn't really do much type situation? So we're currently 3 games out. We're 79 and 83, and we're going to leave it like that. So there it is. I guess we could take a look one more time through the lineup just so you guys can kind of see everything. I don't want to change the order of the lineup. I don't want anything to go be out of order. I know in real life, I think Jesse Winker's in the 2, Castellanos is in the 3, and then a couple other changes. But realistically, you know, with the way that the game plays, with the way that these players play, changing it up most likely is not going to change the outcome too much. And as you can see, this was changed up a little bit. It looks like Jeff Hoffman was sent down after having a pretty abysmal season, which I can get behind that. So, all right, we're going to leave it there. That is the first season. I mean, some of the starters actually weren't too bad, and some of the bullpen arms weren't bad either. So I feel like we've got a decent chance of maybe letting those coaches help us, especially if coaches do help you out. So we'll have to wait and see. Let's hop into the next one. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to go good pitching coaches or good hitting coaches first. So let's figure it out. All right, for the second test, let's go pitcher improvement. Let's see if that is what can help us out. So pitching coach looks pretty bad. That's just not a good coach right there. David Bell could definitely help out the pitching a little bit more, you know, lower stamina, lower velocity, but he doesn't necessarily hurt it too much. I'm more worried about anything else here. Clutch, yeah, kind of important too, but let's just fire this guy. Let's go straight in with, actually, that's a pretty good pitching coach right there. I kind of like that. Ooh, there's some good ones. There's definitely some good ones. So we should have the same coaches for every single time that we hop into this. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go with this one, Derek Valentine, and we're gonna offer him a contract. He accepts it. Perfect. So now taking a look at the coaches, we've got Derek Valentine, and let's just see if that is good enough to improve the pitching. Like I said, velocity, stamina, yes, they are important, but like I think we could get away with a little bit less stamina, a little bit less velocity. And then looking at this one, it's just clutch, but he's still got +1 clutch because he's got 2 clutch attributes for some reason. So we're gonna rock with it here and see how it goes. I definitely think I should probably change the first and third base coach because they're like fielding and everything, but I feel like these 2 guys should probably just be left alone and leave it, because that can be kind of like the control area where we're like, we don't change it and that will stay the same. That way we don't have to worry about some players having more speed some years, some players losing fielding some years. We can just keep those 2 to the same and then go from there. So yeah, let's see how this one goes. All right, so we actually did worse. We went somehow got worse, 72 and 90. So I guess let's go take a look and see what changed. Offensively, it looks like did a little bit better actually, which is strange. And then maybe pitching, yeah, pitching, bullpen just completely fell apart. I mean, it looks like Lorenzen got sent down, which is strange because he actually didn't have too bad of a year. Let's see who else was sent down. Brad Brock, fair. You know, Heath Hembry, okay. Lucas Sims got sent down. And then when we take a look at our like actual MLB team, we got Antone, who's still pretty good, fairly good season. Amir Garrett, you know, I feel like just didn't do as good, like all across the board, even the starters. That's strange. That's really strange. Maybe that -1 stamina was something that they needed. Maybe the velocity, but like we definitely improved the pitching coach. So, okay, there's that. So now let's go just hitting. Then we'll go pitching and hitting. And I think we maybe just add the manager at the end for like one last test. And let's see what happens. All right, so obviously then now we're just going to leave the pitching coach back to what we had because it seemed like for some reason pitching was better with that coach, which I don't know why, but yeah, good for them, I guess. And so what I'm going to look for is like plate vision, contact, power. I don't care about bunting. Bunting, yes, it is important, but I feel like this is good. 2 contact, 2 plate vision, plate discipline, or something like that. Yeah, I feel like clutch is decent too, but I think I'm gonna go with that first guy. Where was he? He was, I guess we could go, I feel like this one's better. Get that contact up, get that vision, that discipline. Let's go with this guy right here. It is Robert Bentley. So we're gonna offer him a contract, boom. So everything else is left alone. We're not going to touch anything else. Like I said, we're just going to go hitting coach, see if that helps us out. Pitching coach is back to season 1's coach, and we'll leave it there. So yeah, here we go. Same roster, same everything. All right, so now we made the postseason. I'm confused. I'm confused how this is working. I mean, I guess I should sim the postseason too, just in case there's kind of like a tiebreaker or something like that. But yeah, 85 and 77. Easily our best record, like by a lot. We won the division. And looking at the offensive numbers, it looks like everything's the same. Like everything's left alone. And it looks like, yeah, Castellanos definitely had a really good year. Joey Votto had a good season. But is it the pitching that's going to be the big difference here? Let's see here. I mean, not really. You know, TJ Anton, he was sent down, so he probably had a rough season. Pretty comparable to what he normally does, so I'm not too upset about that one. Michael Lorenzen had a really good year. For some reason, he was sent down. Heath Hembry, okay. But like, I'm looking at this and I'm going, we're actually having pretty good seasons. You know, Brad Brock, okay. What else? Amir Garrett, fairly good season, I would say. Lucas Sims, the best season that he's had so far. Michael Feliz, and then Sean Doolittle. So it's so strange. You know, we get a better pitching coach, and it's actually not a better like performance by the pitchers. This seems so strange to me that would be the outcome, but I guess I maybe it's so strange. I don't necessarily understand it, but I mean, if it's working, sure. I guess. So yeah, that's so strange to me because like offensively, it looks like for the most part players had better seasons, right? Players, oops, sorry, as I hit my mic, just probably just smacked it all up in your ear. But like I'm looking at it, it looks like some players definitely improved by it, but not necessarily all of them. Like they had fairly good seasons for sure. And then when you look at pitching, it just seems like pitching got so much better, even though we had the worst of the two coaches, or the not good coach, really. So right, let's go from there. So now let's do hitting and pitching coach, and then we'll just do like a fully stacked lineup or stacked coaching staff and see what happens. So all right, let's do it. Oh, I lied. Postseason. Let's see what happens here. We get eliminated. All right, but at least we made the postseason. I completely forgot we had to do that part. So yeah, now we know we lose in the first round, but that's okay. I mean, we still made the postseason. Okay, so Bentley and Valentine have been brought in. Let's see if this is our best team yet. Okay, so 500, 81 and 81. So I mean, not terrible, but maybe it's not the right pitching coach. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe this pitching coach just isn't the right one, which strange, because he's an improvement on what we currently had, but we've been worse off both times that we've used him, which is strange. So it looks like the hitting coach is the right one, but the pitching coach is not the right one. You know, like if we're doing an experiment, that's kind of what I'm taking from it, right? Because every time we've used this pitching coach, we've been worse off. But when we've used the hitting coach, we've done better. So just by like looking at it and seeing what would be the issue there, that would be the problem. Because 81 and 81, it is an improvement on the original like no change record. But at the same time, you know, pitching doesn't look like it improved that much. And looking at the offense, it looks like some players actually didn't do too much better either. Looking at it, let's see, anybody else get sent down? Nope, just Jonathan India. And it actually looks like Castellanos had a down year. Votto had a down year too. So I guess maybe it's a mix. So at this point, I'm starting to think, do coaches really do anything? I know there's a lot of variables, player progression, you know, just the RNG with how players do. But like, you would think if you have those improved coaches that you would at least do better, right? And we did 81 and 81 compared to 79 and 83 where we did the first year with no changes. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it would be a little bit better. So full new coaching staff. Let's see what happens. All right, so we got +1 stealing for David Bell. Really the only other one was Derek Johnson, who we actually fired, who is like a okay manager. I guess we could go with this one too. You know, he does have -2 stealing. So actually, let's go with this guy, Frank Smiley. We'll give him an offer. -2 stealing. I feel like we were only getting +1 stealing from Derek Bell anyway, so we'll do that. And then I said I was going to leave first and third base coach alone, but -2 clutch. Is there a better manager, farm director, not manager, farm director that we could pick up? Because honestly, if there's not, I might leave it because he's really not too bad. He's still getting +1 clutch. So technically, he's not really having any negative effect on things unless those two clutch ratings are like completely different clutch ratings. Like one's batting clutch and one's pitching clutch, which I would hope they would specify that those are two different things in the attributes rather than just being, oh yeah, you just have to guess which one's which. So I honestly think I might leave him there because if it's +1 clutch, technically there's no negative impact from that coach. So we'll leave it at, you know what? I'm looking at it now. Man, that third base coach is pretty bad, huh? But we'll leave it there. Let's just see what those three, manager, hitting, pitching coach, all do. I feel like we've definitely got, you know, we're still using the same pitching coach, same hitting coach that we've used for the improvements. So let's see if that helps us out. All right, so this time we're 85 and 77, but we didn't make the postseason. So are we technically tied with this time that we went into the postseason? Because I feel like that should be the case, right? We're technically tied because we didn't win the series, but I guess we did win one game, so we did do one better, right? So it looks like an offensive player was sent down this year. But when you look at everyone's season, again, it's like hit and miss. Like some players do really, really well. Like that's almost the exact same season that he had when we had the better hitting coach, but not the better pitching coach. It's almost like identical. It's so strange. It's almost like, I don't know. I'm looking at it. I'm going, man, some of these numbers, some of these ERAs, these whips look almost the same as what they did other seasons. And so I'm looking at these seasons. I'm looking at their numbers. Again, pretty decent years for most of the hitters. So do coaches really make a difference? I can't say that they do. And like that's something that I've kind of noticed. Unless you have a coach that like is just so bad that like literally all they do is have negatives, then maybe they make a big difference. Let's try that. Let's just have a full coaching staff that's all negative. Like no positives about them. And let's see if that really plays an effect. Because I'm not seeing a big change between having really good coaches and having the coaches that we initially started with. I think the best that we did was 6 games better, which I guess is a huge improvement because that's actually, you know, playoffs or not playoffs, right? 6 games is a big difference. So I guess in the grand scheme of things, yes, they did kind of help. But like, I don't know. Let's see if an all negative staff hurts us. Okay, here we are. This is what we have. We've got all minus for the manager, hitting, pitching. And then I even did farm director because the farm director that we had was actually pretty good. There were no negatives about him except for like -2 clutch, even though he had +3 clutch. So we're going to leave first base and third base the same. I feel like that's just something that we should just leave the same without touching it. Leave it as is. That's kind of like we don't have to worry about that being a problem. But everybody else has been like just absolutely terrible. Or everybody is absolutely terrible. So yeah, there it is. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this really changes anything. I don't know. I feel like, I guess 6 games is quite a bit. So maybe having a really good staff is good. But then at the same time, we had a really good pitching coach and it didn't do anything. I don't know. I'm really torn. Let's see how it goes. 77 and 85. I'm not sold on it. I'm not sold on coaches really doing much. Maybe not really having a negative impact, but I don't know. I feel like you can get away with having really bad coaches and still doing well if you have a good team. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really see too much of a change. What? The regular staff that we had won 79 games. Having a terrible staff, I'm talking like no positive impact at all, gave us 2 games less. So does it really hurt you? Yes, it does. 2 games, right? And that could be the deciding factor between the division or a wild card spot. I get that. But like, man, I feel like I'm looking at like all the seasons that I wrote down. The best 2 seasons were when we had just the pitching coach change, and then we had a better manager, pitching, and hitting coach. Like, I guess if you want to be technical about it, yes, they do help. But I don't know. It just felt like the results were so here and there, all over the place. I guess we could take a look to see like how they did in game. But when you look at it, like Jesse Winker still put up really good numbers. So maybe the really good players are going to continue to do really good. And maybe the worst, like the lower rated players are going to have the most effect or the most issues because of, you know, the coaching staff that we have. Because like, I don't even know though. Because I'm looking at the pitching. And like, it looks kind of similar to what okay, Michael Feliz sucked. But like, John Doolittle, I think, had the best year that he had because of like with these pitchers or with this coaching staff. Holy cow. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on it. I'm really not. I don't know. Yes, it does help, but at the same time, I'm not 100% sold. I don't know, man. This is weird. Yeah, I guess it does. Because technically, when we did have the best coaching staff, we did do the best. We did. But at the same time, it was just so all over the place that I don't know. I feel like if you want the best results, you have to have the whole staff on board. You can't just kind of pick and choose and hopefully it works out. So I guess it does then. I guess the more I'm thinking about it, I guess it does. Especially if you have the top of the coach, like the best of the best for the coaching staff. I guess it does help you. But at the same time, I feel like it doesn't really hurt you that much either, right? Because we had one good hitting coach, normal staff, made the postseason. We didn't make a postseason run any other season. So like, I don't know. It's weird. I'm not sold on it. I'm not 100% sold on it. I'm kind of like, it does help you, but it doesn't at the same time. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. That's really what it comes down to. I want to know what you guys think. I'm rambling. I'm sounding like an idiot. Probably because sometimes I am. But like, I'm looking at this and I'm not sold on it. Let me know what you guys think. I want to know if you guys have done anything. If you guys have like had any issues with the coaches in the game. I don't know. I feel like a lot of this stuff is just a placebo effect. I feel like it just is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy the content. And of course, get in the comment section. Let me know what you think. If you guys got any more weird challenges, experiments like this, let me know what you guys have. I want to test them out because I'm at the point where like rebuilds are cool, but let's do some deep diving into this game. Let's see if it's broken or not, which it kind of is. So yeah, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.